Charging your phone. It's something that the vast majority of us have to do at least once a day, if not more often. And it's something that the EU want to make a tiny bit easier. On Thursday, the European Commission took the first step on a path towards a common charger. And while that might not sound consequential, for one company in particular, it could be a big hit: Apple. So let's take a look at what the Commission is proposing and why Apple isn't happy about it right now. By the way, if you like our videos, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get more from us. First then, it's worth casting your mind back to 2009, when the iPhone was just 2 years old. Back then, charging was, to be blunt, a mess. Over 30 different types of chargers were in active use in the mobile phone market, from Apple's 30-pin dock connector to micro USB and mini USB, to the whole suite of chargers that Nokia used, and you never really knew which one worked until you tried every single one. Soon after then, a voluntary agreement known as a Memorandum of Understanding was reached that saw phone makers coalesce around a few universal chargers, most notably USB Micro B and its successor USB-C. 10 companies signed off on this agreement: LG, Motorola, NEC, Nokia, Qualcomm, Research in Motion, Samsung, Sony Ericsson, Texas Instruments, and Apple. While most of the signatories stuck to the letter and spirit of the memorandum, Apple didn't, developing their own new Lightning connector, using a loophole that allowed manufacturers to continue using proprietary connectors if they offered an adapter. Apple, decided just to offer an adapter and kept using Lightning. So in 2014, the EU passed the original Radio Equipment Directive, which called for a renewed effort to develop a common charger, something Apple again refused, citing the $2 billion cost to implement USB-C technology in their devices. Fast forward then to this Thursday, when after years of rumours and wrangling, the Commission had had enough. The European Commission formally announced that they'd be revisiting the Radio Equipment Directive to force Apple's hand. Under the terms of the directive, USB-C would be the common port for all smartphones, tablets, cameras, headphones, portable speakers, and handheld video game consoles. The EU's Vice President with responsibility over technology stressed that we gave the industry plenty of time to come up with their own solutions. Now time is right for legislative action for a common charger. It's safe to say that Apple aren't happy with this. In a statement to Reuters, the company said, "We remain concerned that strict regulation mandating just one type of connector stifles innovation rather than encouraging it, which in turn will harm consumers in Europe and around the world." This does make some sense. Forcing USB-C does remove one factor of potential competition. However, it could be argued that it actually helps competition. Standardizing the connectors makes it easier for customers to change devices and manufacturers, helping to prevent lock-in and encouraging companies to become more innovative, not less. Innovation isn't the entire story, however. Obviously, money is also involved. As Lightning connectors are proprietary technology, Apple licenses out its connector as part of its MFI program, made for iPhone, iPad, or iPod, which it does for a fee it will lose out on if all devices are forced to move to USB-C. That being said, some Apple devices do already use USB-C as standard. The iPad Pro, the iPad Air, the MacBook Air, and MacBook Pro all use USB-C. So, although the headline issue is a harmonized common charging port in the form of USB-C, the revision of the Radio Equipment Directive is actually much broader. Notably, producers will be prevented from unjustifiably limiting charging speeds. It's been a somewhat common practice that to reach the maximum charging speed for a particular device, manufacturers strongly recommend, i.e. require, the use of a particular branded cable in conjunction with a particular branded charging block, both of which are generally sold by the manufacturer, a practice the EU hopes to bring an end to. Chargers will also no longer be automatically bundled with the actual device you're buying, which is something manufacturers are already doing. However, if you've gone through a few upgrade cycles in the past, you'll probably have that drawer full of unused and sometimes still in their original packaging, charging bricks and cables. According to the EU, by scrapping these and standardising the cables, we'll be able to reduce electronic waste by almost 1,000 tonnes yearly. Finally, the directive will also mandate improved information for customers, pushing manufacturers to move away from technical mumbo-jumbo to more simplistic language in order to make it easier for customers to see if their existing chargers meet the requirements of their new device. The idea therefore being that the new standard not only limits the huge amount of tech waste we produce each year, but also make life easier for the consumer, who will be able to travel and live with one cable rather than with a whole bundle. And as someone who already lives fully in the USB-C world, I can definitely personally recommend that. So when will this all take effect? Well, not for a little while longer. The directive has literally just been put forward by the Commission under the EU's Ordinary Legislative Procedure, also known as a co-decision. Before it can actually take effect, the European Parliament and Council must debate and adopt the proposal. Once both have agreed to the proposal, a transition period of 24 months will begin. But given the European Parliament voted 582 to 40 last year for binding rules on common chargers, it looks like it will get their approval. And therefore it's a matter of when, not if. But what do you think? Is it a good idea to mandate USB-C usage? Is Apple right that it will stifle innovation? Or are they just bitter about the money they're likely to lose? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to be notified every time we release a new video. Special thanks to our Patreon backers who make videos like this one possible. And if you want to see your name at the end of videos, then you too can back us on Patreon. The link to that is in the description.